accomplish one thing before I leave this planet. It is to convince a large swath of people that the energy they are putting into upholding the Democratic Party be better served in dismantling it to create actually serves them. An uncomfortable, inconvenient truth that many of you all don't want to face is that you are not a Democrat. You fund the Democrats with your money, with your network, with your time, with your votes. But they are a political party that actively tells you we are not, as a party, representing your particular needs. The Democratic Party says it's upholding democracy and doesn't even act as a democracy. Y'all raised $1 billion for somebody and have no control over how that money is spent. Ooh. You didn't even get to choose its last 3 candidates that it put up for primary. Obama, they said, well, we just gonna throw him in there. Joseph Biden, we just gonna throw him in there. Actually, we gonna throw her in here. You weren't a part of any of those choices. And the reason why I focus so much on the Democratic Party is because the Democratic Party is the party that fronts like it is something it is not. It is the party that constantly exploits black people in particular as a friend to them, as the representative of them, while actively not doing that. For as much as folks talk about Republicans, y'all, they operate the same way with their constituencies. Yeah. So, before I leave this app, I hope many of you arrive, at least eventually, at understanding that pouring your power into a political party that does not use its power in every way possible to save you from the monster that it's telling you is here is not a party that is here for you. You don't have to keep showing up to speak for it. Figure out where the people already are that are showing up to change it.
That was Amanda Seales, obviously. I met Amanda Seales one time years ago. It was backstage at a Dead Prez concert. It was in Manhattan at like BB King's. I don't even know if BB King's is still there, but it was Dead Prez. Memphis Bleak was there. Dave Chappelle showed up. But anyway, I met her and she was super duper pleasant. I think this might have been the MTV VJ era type thing. But anyway, her passion for African American issues, history, politics, all of that, you know, you can check out the Amanda Seales show. It's evident. I disagree with some of her political takes, and I think she might be a little bit crazy. And I don't say that in a sense of like in a rude way. I say it in the sense of like somebody that's super duper passionate and is willing to be honest about that is a little bit crazy because society tries to make you not. Kanye West comes to mind. But anyway, I disagree with a lot of Amanda Seales' takes. This is not one of them. Now, before y'all all start and say, oh, Maj, that's because you really a Republican, you really... Blah, 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 blah. I'm a libertarian. We haven't won. We move the needle, and we get people free from double life sentences plus 40 years, Ross. We are the classroom student that all of the other parties that when they want to pretend like they're about liberty, they cheat off of our paper. And because of the duopoly that she's mentioning, libertarian and liberty-based candidates have to run as Republicans because they're not going to be Democrats for these same reasons. So this is what the Libertarian Party is. Just to give y'all some backdrop. So there are more than just 2 parties, okay? And when people say, oh, there won't be a serious third political party, the Republican Party was a third political party. The Whig Party doesn't exist anymore. Nonetheless, saying all of that to say, I don't want to go too far into it because we have a civics class and a history class. You should go over to Solutionary University and learn about that. But nonetheless, what she's talking about the Democratic Party is 1000% true. And because she identifies as more left-leaning or progressive, or some people will dismiss her after her interview with Shannon Sharp, whatever that reason is, that doesn't change the basic fact of what she's talking about if you still identify as Democrat and you go that way, that's their way. They funneled that $1 billion through Act Blue, right? That they were saying was for Black Lives Matter. That's a while back. That's for Joe Biden's run. Then they raised $1 billion for Kamala Harris and then gave you no fucking legislation or no choice. Okay, we can go far back, and I hate to sound cliche because everybody goes, oh, they're the party of the Ku Klux Klan, which is historically accurate, but I don't want to just repeat seemingly outdated cliches. Currently, when Bernie Sanders twice, that Democratic Party was like, hell no. They threw him under the bus twice. They've actively went out of ways to make sure that unlawful immigrants to America, wherever you stand on the argument, they make sure that no, we will not streamline the process to stop unlawful immigration to America, which impacts black jobs. I know y'all gonna get mad about that phrase, black jobs. What's a black job, right? Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to. But this is a party that is not only not done what it's said it's going to do as it relates to black people, because that's their base. That's their base. LBJ told y'all a while ago, I'm gonna have those niggas voting Democrat for 200 years. That's their base. So not only do they fake like they helping you, they actually do the exact opposite. Then they pretend like the Republicans are the boogeyman, the evil, never telling you the history of the Republican Party. And for a few years, I was a Republican. Went from Democrat, saw that it was cat, went Republican, saw that the GOP isn't interested in advancing actual limited government policies, fell back off of that, libertarian. Everyone has an evolutionary process, and I believe that Amanda Seales, we're seeing it right there. Now, this does not mean that she hasn't evolved in her own right, in her own space. But she's taking a really, really big risk. It's a little bit safer to do it now, but she's taking a big risk to say these types of things. Why? Because you get cancel culture. As much as we say that as Democrats, we are the party of tolerance, to this, to that. No, when you get outside of the lockstep, pre-approved talking points and being critical of the lack of actual action that goes into this scenario, the follow through, when you start doing that, oh no, there's cancel culture all day. All day. I bet that if I went through that video in the comment section on Instagram, I bet two things. One, the comments would be insane about, oh, just because you win famous now, you changing, like the cancel culture. Or she'd probably have to turn the comments off because it's gonna be real vitriolic from the party of tolerance. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party have a vested interest in having us fight over who's better than the other, as opposed to defending your human rights as codified in the Bill of Rights, limiting federal government and government in general, and applying constitutionally protected values. Neither one of them. They've made the fight about it's us versus them, red versus blue, while both sides say gang activity is bad. They lie and say to you things as far as the Democrat Party. They lie and say things to you like, we're going to defund the police. Remember when the mayor of, what's her name? Beetlejuice looking joint, right? They made all of that noise about defund police. They got a big budget from COVID money, and they put it right back to the police. Not improving citizen law enforcement interactions, not control like actual community policing for actual crimes, but they put more money back into the budget for that, for things that they just said they was going to defund. So these people speak with a forked tongue. They say one thing here, they do another. And unfortunately, I think the Republican Party is super feckless and not advancing hardcore liberty, limited government liberty. They're so-called the party of law and order, which is the exact opposite of what the founder said. We do not want freestanding armies. We want the people to have freedom. So that's what the Republican Party does. But the Democrat Party has actively went, when we're talking about specifically black communities, the Democratic Party has actively went out of their way to lie, propagandize, do the pump fake, and then get you to get behind them with energy because that's the bad guy over there. I don't want you to tell me about the bad guy over there when you're campaigning for the job. I want you to show me your history and work that you've done in the community that will limit government, defend my freedoms, and get out of my way so I can apply free market enterprise tactics to get a financial solid base for me and my family and then thus my community. That's what I want you to do. Not tell me about the boogeyman over there. But both sides are doing the boogeyman over their side, but 1,000% the Democrat Party does it more than the right. But I don't know. Maybe y'all think, Maj, you just saying that because you like Amanda Seales, you think she cute, you think you want to toss her around, or you just think, Maj, you just hate the Democrats. I actually hate government in general. That's why I'm a libertarian. Nonetheless, whatever you feel, comment below. If you get something right, I'll admit to it. But if you get it wrong, expect some pushback. Also, this is the reason why we have a civics class. If you know the history of the founding documents, what government is supposed to be, and how far away from it we are, then you'll more than likely get involved in the political process. But you got to understand civics to do it. That's why we have a class. Go over to solutionaryuniversity.org, sign up for the civics class, or be a Solutionary 9 member. You get the civics class, understanding imminent threat, basic firearms, you get curriculums for all of those things, and a whole host of other things. That website is solutionaryuniversity.org. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of Solutionary University. Hope to see you all in the class pretty soon. Be safe, be solutionary.